live stream, everybody. Today you're going to be watching me make a red yarn tail. Hi Snow Leopard, hi. So, technically I've already started on it, but I already started on it before, but want me to make the rest of the tail. Or yarn tail it. So, I have this tail, making a red yarn tail, shooting with a red yarn and some red scissors to go with it. Kind of get this out of the way. I get this yarn out. Another person doing. Welcome to my live stream, everyone. Trying to get the piece of yarn tail. I guess I'm gonna have to cut this piece off and kind of use that as the strings. They'll go. Oh no, they're all gone now. That's not good. Oh, guess I'm gonna have to end. Guess no one likes the live stream. Oh wait. Oh, there you go. I like when people join my live stream. I'm trying to get the yarn untangled, because this is not easy. Oh! Yeah. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Trying to get the red yarn, so much yarn. Trying to get really tangled. Very tangled yarn. Trying to get the something untangled. You know, to make this more fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad I did. He was like 3 days away.
I'm gonna put on some music for you guys. Because why not?
At least we got rid of it before it got gross.
Oh, I got it untangled, guys. Yes. That's good. Sort of untangled. Guys, we got it on video! Yay! Yay! Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to share this. Snapchat.
I know. It's fine.
How am I gonna... How do I do that? There you go. We have a moderator, guys. Oh, someone joined. Live chat. There you go. Let's share this. There we go.
Unless you just want to take them home with you on Sunday, you can do that.
Okay, now I gotta cut. Where's the scissors? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I kind of like wrap it around my hand to make a tail. That's how you make it. Actually, wrap it around. That's how you make a tail. Oh, welcome to my live stream. Feel free to use the chat. You can ask me any questions. Then just like type something in the chat, and I might. Then you should type something in the chat, and I might like you put you as a moderator. So you can do pretty much anything. Can't double tie it. Like this. Oh, moose. Dude, say something in the chat, and then I'll add you the moderator so you can like do pretty much anything. There, add another thing to the tail. Uh-oh. You're gone. Oh no! So trying to get trying to untie my yarn. Oh, welcome to my live stream. I'm trying to untangle this yarn because yarn is tangled. It's really tangled. So you have to do with this. A little string. And gotta wrap the yarn around my hand. Oh, bless me, just one good. I really want some joiners. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. I do have a bag in the car. I could probably put those in. Some of them fell out, so I had to redo it.
There's the tail.
By the way, that cherry flavor is fucking horrible.
There we go. I get a string. And
I got normal drinking roll, but you can have them all. Also, when is Yard Day the same day as garbage and recycling? Like the yard bag? Okay, so
There we go.
I'm gonna commit tomorrow to do that front area. Start time.
Hold on, guys, I'll be right back. I should remove the top. I should remove the top. Oh. Yay, more joiners. Again, use the chat if you want. Oh, it's going.
Yeah, be careful with the cords though, because that's the electrical stuff. Rubbing links is one thing, but chewing, I'll put a stop to that.
Kind of fixed. There you go. See if it fixed the chat or not.
No, Andrea. It's a nurse. Or she's a nurse. No, same place. She's a nurse that works there. She's not allowed to do as much as what she do.
I have the perfect song that play in the background. So I'm gonna cut this and put a little stream. Peace. I'm just gonna stick that on the tail. Oh yeah, I also have another earring tail. Hold on, I'll go grab the tail so you can see it. What the tail is this big tail. This tail. Yeah, this is the tail. Big and fluffy. There we go. How long? I'm gonna see how long this tail will be.
How long it's been there, or it's even after this point, I know. Law now happens to have your shirt
No, another joiner.
Fucking our road open. That's how paranoid they are.
Everything's back down. Not sure. Saturday, you got out? I go down the rock airport.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna put this on now. Hold on. Oh, good.
How are you? You know your cat's on there, right? Jesus Christ. Scared the shit out of me. How can you not sleep when it's you? One episode.
I have a perfect zone. I have a perfect put on. It's dying. It's dying. There we go. There we go. I thought I stuck Harry Potter on. I hope that one likes Harry Potter. Oh my god, random yo-yo. That's a real thing.
Hey guys, it's me, Andy. You know, FNF YouTuber you subscribed to a while back. Yeah, now that it's spooky season, I've finally come out of hibernation. So to celebrate, let's have a gigantic party in my tiny apartment. Yay! So to get us started, I made a list of things to do, which include epic decor, sugary snacks, low effort costumes, of course, and last but not least, entertainment? I guess? I think parties need those. But without any further ado, let's get this ball rolling. Who knows when the guests are going to decide to show up? So first on our checklist is decorating. I took the liberty of spending some fat hundos on these items, so I'm expecting this place to look pretty freaking bougie. But before we bust out the prime items, let's get to some of the more atmospheric pieces, such as these gory window goos. Wow, look at how great these look. Even the neighbors are gonna feel spooked. But actually these are gonna look a lot better on the terrariums inside the living room. And yes, my tiny apartment does hold a zoo. There we go. Now let's shove some balloons into some crevices, and maybe some on the floor for tripping hazards. And done. The easy part of decorating is finished. Now let's bring out the big guns. Yeah, these boxes are not in the best shape. Maybe they're returns or something? Freddy and Friends. Minus Chica, because she wasn't scary enough. But don't aim those triggers at me. Chica wasn't even an option. And don't ask me why Freddy's box is a different shape and much smaller. I have absolutely no idea, this is just how he came. He was actually even more expensive than the other two as well, but I imagine it's just because he's the main character. So these giant, apparently 7-foot tall inflatable characters were made by Morbid Enterprises, a company known for all their Halloween-related products. And these are, in fact, licensed. I'm actually super curious to know if any of you guys see these in stores anywhere, or if they're just online only, because I only found out about them on Amazon. Our local Halloween store sure as heck doesn't have them. They didn't exactly come with any instructions, so hopefully they just work right out of the box. But who needs instructions when you get free cups? Yeah, so Bonnie came with a set of paper cups for some reason. It wasn't on the Amazon listing, and none of the other characters came with anything, so strange, but sweet, I guess. Oh my gosh, it looks so stupid! I love it. Wow. Just wow. I don't even know what to say. What is my life? First off, I just have to mention that I don't think anything has ever made me laugh this much for just existing. These guys are hilarious. From their gigantic feet to their awkward expressions, I just love these things. I'm gonna be a 90-year-old grandma someday, and these are gonna litter my yard, I promise you that. It's almost hard for me to complain about them because I love them so much. But let's be real for a sec. Foxy is bright orange and Bonnie is dark purple? Freddy also seems to have 2 pairs of SpongeBob teeth, and Bonnie tends to recreate the Matrix. It's also strange to me that Freddy is so much smaller. Guess that explains the box. His head pales in comparison to his friends, yet he was made by the same company and was listed as basically being part of the trio, or so it felt. Plus, Freddy and Foxy have 4 fingers like they should, but Bonnie has straight up mittens. Bonnie's bow inflates, but Freddy's doesn't. Where's the consistency? I at least thought it was strange and worth a mention, despite it not bothering me much. Overall, I have to say they're surprisingly better than I thought. When I first bought them, I didn't even know their heads would move, and that feature alone sells me on them. Yes, they're expensive, but aren't all yard decorations? I feel like these are actually fairly priced. I'm happy with my purchase, even though part of my love for them is their cringe. I actually think I could talk about these all day, so we should probably move on. We got a party to throw. Now that my cramped apartment living room is sufficiently decked out, it's time to move on to step number 2 of our elaborate Halloween party. Sugary snacks. Specifically, cupcakes, the most FNAF-y dessert out there. And yes, we're going to be making the cupcake, also known as Mr. Cupcake canonically, or made by the fans, Carl. The worst sounding name for a cupcake I think I've ever heard. And since we don't want the cupcakes to take hours to make, let's just make cupcakes right out of the box. Just the way Mom always made them. Now to make these little cakes spooky, since, you know, sometimes he can be a bit on the adorable side, we're going to be making blacklight cupcakes. As many of you know, there was a huge wave of blacklight merch that came out earlier this year, which introduced us to the many forms of blacklight cupcake, of which we will try to recreate tonight. Luckily, we were able to find the correct color papers. And for a fun blacklight twist, we chose Funfetti Cake. However, frosting is going to be a bit more tricky. Most grocery stores stock white, brown, and maybe red, if you're lucky. So let's grab those frosting dyes from almost a year ago and hope we don't get poisoned. And my electric mixer is still as janky as last time. But we did it somehow then, so we can do it somehow now. Right? Okay, this seems familiar. Is it just me or did we use just one mixer last time too?
Like 2 things.
Oh! Yep, this is fine. Now let's add the colors to our beautifully smooth, chef-crafted lumpy mess. We're going to need purple, green, yellow, and orange frostings. And maybe a blue as well to make it interesting. And we're all out of yellow. Did we use all the yellow in the cookie video? How? Oh, thanks, Chica. So, seeing as how it's 2 in the morning, we're just gonna have to make this light orange be our yellow. Man, I forgot how amazing these dyes make frosting look. Minus our yellow, of course. It's just beige. Totally accurate. Now let's frost them cakes. I've actually never frosted cupcakes before, and I didn't know if you were supposed to use bags, so I just used bags. Deal with it.
It's so ugly.
It's beautiful.
And I'm starting to believe we used the exact wrong kind of frosting for this job. It's like, I can't get enough. It needs more! Hey, now we're getting somewhere. Oh boy, it's melting. No! I mean, it's actually more accurate this way. For about a minute. Now it's just a blob. Maybe let's try frosting and then freezing it so it'll stop moving. And okay, wow, it actually worked. That's the first piece of good news I've had since we started the frosting. So let's work with what we got and add our accessories. Candles and eyes. I found these pure black gumballs that'll work for the base of their eyes, and we can just add frosting to color them up a bit. That actually looks pretty good, despite it looking like a frog cupcake. And candle. I just realized he looks like he's seen some real messed up stuff. I probably need to dial back them pupils. Let's redo Mr. Green Cupcake real quick. He needs a pink cup, green frosting, purple eyes, and a pink candle. Next up is our purple cupcake. She needs a blue cup, purple frosting, green and purple eyes, and a yellow candle. Then we have our action figure. He has a blue cup, yellow frosting, blue eyes, and a blue candle. Don't forget those teeth. Now we have our good stuff cupcake, who has a green cup, orange frosting, blue eyes, and a blue candle because that's the best we've got. And last but not least is the other good stuff cupcake, who has a green cup, purple frosting, orange eyes because we don't have pink, and a yellow candle because we don't have green. Ta-da! The blacklight cupcakes have been born into our cruel world, where instead of being held by a giant chicken, they're eaten alive. I won't say these taste or look as good as the cookies we did for New Year's, but I like them. Hopefully our guests will as well. And now that our party is loaded up on edible diabetes monsters, it's time for a fashion show, FNAF style. And man, oh man, if you thought I overspent on the decor, then just wait and see how many costumes I bought. To make things a bit less complicated, I sorted these costumes into 3 categories: the cheap Hot Topic humanoid cosplays, the classic characters, and the nightmares, which have slightly different packaging, don't worry about that. And this is where the questions begin to float into our minds. Like, are these even licensed? Would an adult actually wear this? Where's FNAF 2 through 3? Why do they always skip FNAF 2 through 3? And I'm afraid I do not have all the answers. But I can tell you this, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these guys. You guys may actually remember me reviewing this Freddo a long time ago, and I think I was a bit too harsh back then. These costumes have some charm. They could be worse. However, if you're wanting to wear them to be scary, you need to look elsewhere. Wearing one of these is just going to make you look great, and that's not inherently a bad thing. The scariest thing about these costumes is the extreme quality and care put into them, not to mention the eyes of the models showing through on the packaging. I feel so uncomfortable right now. I think I need a parent. Let's move on to the more casual, humanoid cosplays for now. I need a break from all this latex. These sets are extremely simplified versions of the classic characters. So simplified, in fact, that you can apparently just wear it with a black tank top, piles of eyeliner, and black lipstick. I can see where they got the idea of dark around the eyes, but why the black lipstick? It would make more sense to make it color coordinated for each character, but I guess that would just be too much effort. These costumes utterly suck if you use them the way the packaging wants you to. But if you work with them a bit, they can be actually pretty freaking cute. Remember kids, crappy cosplays don't have to be crappy at all with a little bit of imagination. These outfits mainly came from the used store, and only took me about an hour to put together. Simple doesn't have to be a derogatory term. In the end, I really liked these sets. And knowing you guys, I'm sure you can come up with way cuter outfits than I did. And now, last but not least, our nightmares. Can't be Halloween without the spooks. And these guys are the only truly scary FNAF costumes you can outright buy. First off, I have to say, the detail here is just phenomenal. These things make the classic costumes look plain lazy. The effect from the double layers just make the costume. And the endoskeleton design looks amazing. Not to mention the fact that the masks are actually good? What? Well, except for Foxy, of course. I can't get over those ears. Another downside, sadly, is the lack of withering on the back. I prefer to buy my costumes fully complete. And with that, our party is the place to be. We may have some goofy looking merch, some cringe-worthy costumes, and some cupcakes that were just born a bit different. But overall, I'm satisfied. I hope my guests will be too. Oh, looks like they're here. Just in time. Thanks for coming to the party, everyone. I hope you had fun virtually eating cupcakes and watching lizards play dress up. I'm happy to announce that I'll be uploading once again on a decently normal schedule. If you're curious as to why I disappeared for so long, over the past 2 years I was trying out breeding and selling bearded dragons, which explains the zoo, to some extent. That might have happened either way. Turns out though, it just takes all my time, and I care more about YouTube than I do about lizard money. So I'm cutting back and getting the best of both worlds. Having fun with you guys all the time, and just having bearded dragons as pets. Like I said though, I am so excited to hang out with you guys more. I have tons of video ideas, and some in the making as well. Thank you so much for supporting me today, and have yourselves an amazing Halloween. Don't forget to dress up like these awesome participants of the 5-hour cosplay contest. You guys killed it!
Everybody, I'm gonna watching random videos and also watch you make the tail.